Hi everyone, welcome to Flow Session 33. Good number. So, carrying on from Flow message 32, Spirit's messages are clear and they're often too simple because the human has been accustomed and climatized to difficulty. Difficulty in believing that more could be real or true. And so, because I know that spirit messages aren't of the difficult nature, they are more of a flowing of inspiration that if the human's awareness functioning isn't capable of receiving because they've got other sort of dense energy association in life happening around them, they can't believe that this subtle sort of nature realm that they're feeling that wants to make its way, which is like parts of ourselves coming alive, life giving us signs that there is different possibilities there for us. But if we don't shift what we've known in the paradigm we've lived in and greet that awareness feeling, could be accompanied by visions and people, as I said, environmental, showing you more and more that there is imminent growth and transformation for you as a soul when you're ready to take notice. Now, like I said, it's going to be perhaps of subtle until something might just like, come into your life a bit more full force and say, sit up, wake up, sort of take notice of something. We can all relate to that because we don't sort of cruise through life as we've known, knowing to take notice of inspiration kind of first. It's more, what does everyone else think and will I fit, or does this fit to what I've known? So that's why flow message 33 is seeing. Because we haven't realized it, but we've been ignoring. Because the collective energy in the 3D reality has been in a non-higher mindset, like I just described. So we're not seeing more from the inner subtle energy that we are, and so we just sort of dominate through physicality experiences. If I can see it, or if someone's done it, or if it shows up in front of me and says, if it just fits just right, if it shows up and it fits, then that's fine. But if I actually have to believe in something, do something different, actually stand out on my own and believe this subtle realm that I'm a part of, I don't think I'm going to do that. Which is now is the time, because that's happening because we're souls. We're not meant to be living so limitedly, giving into whatever's been done before, because we're souls. So seeing anew or through new eyes can't be seen from the same level of functioning. So we need some higher views, becoming one with in the momentum of the higher views. Higher isn't beyond a human being. Higher is we are one with it universally. So we can hold higher consciousness views, and that's all the education pouring in through everyone, and through the education, us learning to take notice more, and also extend ourselves a little bit more beyond comfort zones of who we've been. And so I took some notes here as well. Seeing has been from an operational level, and it normally will be. So as we up level in awareness and expansion of being more than who we think we are, but allowing in the subtle realm I speak of is like through our feeling, knowings hit us, like feeling it, and a knowing will happen. But in the operational paradigm we've been in, who do we speak to about it, and therefore gain some kind of grounded momentum to fulfill that part of ourselves? We haven't had that. So for a shift to occur for any of us, there may be things not given focus to because of dominant operational level lived. What the soul needs to go through for this, which is transformation. This essentially is transformation. It's shedding old, making space for new. And in meditation, asking ourselves, what is the space I need to clear, just bit by bit like this, to allow in this new. And through that strengthening, you're going to need depth of things like, well, I'm going to have to be courageous with myself. I'm going to have to like notice when I'm not listening to myself and I put everyone else first, or I just carry on and the ignorance inside me builds up because I tell myself I can only just carry on, but I'm still getting the messages of the new that need animation, that need me to step into myself. So what the soul needs to go through for transformation is to trust that they can't see themselves there yet. So you can't see the whole picture. That's where the speak of unknownness is. You can't see yourselves there yet because it is a shift. And so ask what it's requiring of you. Like I mentioned, the courage and the brave forward momentum. And I'll come back to that for my experience in it. Because it is a shift of something to do with one or more of our energy spirit levels of body. So we have a physical body, we have the energy body, this is all one energy body, and we have the mental body, our thoughts, our mind, our projection, emphasis from the thoughts, and the physical being the body or the physical environment that we inhabit, and the energy of the other bodies of these levels, other people as well. Whether we're supportive of the unknown or if we like just things the way they are, which is what's been going on in the past for a long time. We fear change, we fear differences, we fear the future instead of the realization that that's what we're here to do. Change and transform. And you can't go wrong if your steps are within kindness. So like there really is nothing to drastically fear about transformation. Yes, you will see differently, you'll see different things, you'll feel different things, your world opens up. But there's nothing essentially wrong with that. The only time there is something wrong with transformation is if we're fighting it, because then all sorts of different stuff goes on to block, hold back, and try and match all the old sort of paradigm, and more so question, why does this have to happen? When the truth is, we're here for growth and transformation. So you need to always come home and ground in that. That's what we're here for. Growth and transformation. And if you've got more signs than you can count on one hand that say something is for you, but everything around doesn't agree, then you're going to have to ground and realize you're a spiritual being and receive some assistance. And you're going to have to follow through in the physical world on what seems invisible to begin with, and leave the mind behind with its disbelief, because you've got to ground and follow through to know. And then another thing that you can come across is, and this is what I went through as well, often you don't feel or see it yet, because the gifts you have as a soul to offer, you don't think that they are really something needed out there. So because it just feels like it's part of your being. So when someone's called to transform part of themselves and they think, I don't have what it takes, it's not asking you to go and get a university degree and then come back. Spirit's given you a sign because you've got what it takes, and whatever you've got, where you're at, is what needs to expand. And don't expect to see or know it all yet, because this is Adventureland. Like, it wants you to open up. The universe wants you to have new adventures, and this is all good impact on the world. So they don't realize what gifts they have because they've known them. They don't feel them as the vast benefit that they are. So it could be anything that you do for a living, or something you do as a hobby, or just the way you are, which it does come back to that. It's you, your frequency, and it needs to open up. So whatever you're offering or being called to offer, just allow it to extend. It's good. The only time it's not good is if you're doing harm. So don't fear. If you're doing good and following through on something, that's good energy. That's coming back. That's what the world needs. Lots of us are disempowered through not opening ourselves up, either not believing in ourselves, or the world telling us through environments that we need to shift out of that something else isn't for us. It's simply not true. Lots of things are for us. I mean, what's the harm in trying anyway? So, vast benefit that they just see it from the same level they've known. So, shifts of paradigm is a natural part of our being, and where we haven't been heading, and we need to sort of push that door open more. And operate between heaven and earth more from our heart, and get some momentum with that. Because you may not realize it, but those simple moves towards following through on spiritual guidance offers the clearing, and all of a sudden you've got different higher views. But you need to do the work of following through to see more. Now, I'll just check if I did cover that part I wanted to share. Transformation is to trust that you can't see yourself there yet, but you're feeling and getting knowing that you should move in certain directions. For me, that has gone on for quite a period of time, because my path is a vast one. meaning the space that my energy field can share with. And I needed to open up to the fact that everything I was being called towards, listening to, or stepping outside of the usual old societal boundaries, traditions, shifts, that I had to keep doing that to open up my energy field and awareness of simply being more of myself by doing that. So you have to trust that although you can't see outcomes like you've known them, I go to work, I get money, I can buy this, or if I plan to do this trip, it'll be this. Those seeing with two eyes outcomes, the soul isn't going to give you that. Your spirit and spirit guidance are supporting your soul non-stop. And your spirit knows your path. So you've got to follow those higher intent feelings and know that's all you can do. Like, that's the best you can do for yourself. It's not in impressing others, keeping things the same, and not listening to the development of that moreness within, because that's your soul calling you forward. And so your path has to keep opening up, and then there'll be times where you're like, that's why I've done this. Or you'll start to feel a momentum, that's why I'm doing this. Because, the world's going to show you, as your soul opens up, the world's going to greet you and meet you where you're at, no matter what you're doing, whatever path you have. Because we've all had amazing lives and lifetimes doing amazing things, and we can get clues as to what's going to occur for us and the collective, but all we really need to know is that it is amazing. It's going to be amazing, like the blend of lighter realities of why we're all back here now. And I'm sure we can all feel that with all our knowing of what's happened, and occurring moment by moment. We're waking up to that more and more. And like Lee Harris was just saying when I watched his December update, him and the Z's mentioned to look more around you rather than follow like media. So the resonance of what you've been working towards can show up in your current field, and that feeling has the most impact worldwide. So of course we're going to take notice of news here and there and have hopefully brief discussions and more sort of applications, instigation or activation on how we can help things, not just looking at things the way we did and leaving it there, because if we're hearing something, we ask, is that for us too? Is there something activating inside of us? Is there any spirit guidance? And you'll know if it's hard and you're trying to push forward into doing something, it's probably not for you right now. But if you're instigated and like maybe get a third eye ping in a way that says, yes, I could do that, then that's an inspiration. So the more lighter momentum forward, that's where we're heading. So I think this is a gorgeous confirmation of where our souls are going, because this is a spiritual flow through me. This is not something I feel like I have to work to express. This is one with. So it's great to get messages like this. And I don't think there's anything else, but if there was, I could keep rolling on and on, because spiritual emphasis at the moment of us empowering our light is so important, to not only empower yourself, but knowing empowering yourself is going to have great effect on the world. So we might be judgmental kind of beings that might talk ourselves down and not see those gifts we have as important. But if you could just light your candle really in the moment, take a moment and say, whatever I have to offer is important. So I should probably, step up and keep doing that. And let the universe take over in co-creation, rather than think I've got to have it all sorted and know it all before I let, myself open up and it open up, the whole seeing aspect of more than two eyes, but the whole thing happening. So I think the only advice I would offer, which I felt very important through times of change and transformation where I didn't feel like I had the answers, was to keep moving forward in all of it. And I do feel like I have a natural optimistic kind of light in the way I see things, but that's also supported because I've taken on board some really good teaching from all walks of life. Like one of them was to always keep your sense of humor. It'll get you through anything. And the truth in that is, not only is it good to laugh, but what is laughter? It is high vibrational. And although you may not think it plays an important part, it actually shifts you out of and sheds so much more than you realize. So laugh at yourself, and from the laughter, always think, well, whatever you're laughing at, I can do better, or why couldn't I see that, and just sort of have a laugh about it, and now you see it, kind of thing. So the higher perspective comes from that raising of vibration. So always just keep moving forward in that higher perspective. Don't stay sort of back down on yourself or anything like that for too long. And so these kind of things I could flow onto and onto for assistance. But that's also because I know if I've done it, anyone can do it. You push on and open the doors and keep going. And just remember, keep yourself sort of upwards and outwards momentum. Even if it's little bits, it is that. Okay? Because you're going through that shift. We can't go backwards, we're only going forwards. So although we would like to change, because we think, if I would have done that better, then maybe it would have been better now. But what you actually got to do is turn that around 360 and say, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't know right now that I'd like things to be different. What can I do now that's different? So I think I'll leave it there, because that was a pretty good share. And if anyone's got any comments or wants any more information to do with anything like this, I've got other videos and the course, Getting to Know Your Soul, which I'll post the link of, so that you can take the time with yourself to just really sort of narrow down on what it means to get to know your soul, so that moving forward you don't forget it. You always make time, space, and instigation for that moreness to come out, because truly that's the contented life, bringing yourself out. Great. Gracias, everyone. Much love. See you again soon. Bye for now.